The oncology ward of San Francisco General Hospital buzzed with the sterile scent of antiseptic. At the end of the dimly lit hallway, 24-year-old Clara Martinez slumped in a plastic chair. Her brother Diego's lab results crumpled in her fist. Stage 4 glioblastoma. The words blurred through her tears. Her laptop screen flickered with half-written code for an AI-driven drug compatibility algorithm, a project she'd stolen nights to build between shifts as a hospital janitor. Clara? A nurse tapped her shoulder. Mr. Thompson in room 214 needs his IV changed. She nodded, hastily wiping her face, as she mopped the floor outside room 214. A familiar voice echoed down the corridor. Elon Musk stood arguing with a neurosurgeon, his Tesla Neuralink team trailing behind him. Your brain chip trials need better patient data? Fine, but I want this ward's glioblastoma cases prioritized. Clara froze. Diego's scan slipped from her pocket. Elon stooped to pick them up, his eyes scanning the tumor maps. Who's the patient? My brother, Clara stammered. The standard treatments, they're not working. Elon's gaze shifted to her laptop, left open on a janitorial cart. The algorithm's interface glowed with a 3D model of a brain tumor. You built this. It cross-references drug compounds with genetic markers, she whispered, but the hospital's system won't let me test it. Elon handed the scans to his lead engineer. Run her model against our Neuralink datasets. Now, hospital lab, 2 hours later. Clara's hands shook as Neuralink's supercomputer parsed her code. Elon leaned over the results, his reflection warped in the lab's blue-lit screens. Your algorithm just identified 3 FDA-approved drugs we've never considered for glioblastoma. How? The tumors hijack neural pathways, Clara said, pulling up Diego's MRI. I mapped how existing drugs for Alzheimer's and epilepsy might block those signals. A Neuralink engineer scoffed. That's a leap for a janitor. Elon silenced him with a glare. Get the drugs administered today. Flashback. 6 months earlier, Clara had coded at Diego's bedside as he faded from chemo. You'll cure cancer, Hermana, he joked, too weak to lift his tablet. She'd smuggled his biopsy data into her algorithm, each failed treatment refining its predictions. Hospital room. Present day. Diego's monitors beeped rhythmically as the first hybrid infusion dripped into his IV. Clara gripped his hand, Elon observing silently from the doorway. Why help us? She asked. Elon's phone buzzed with a notification. Algorithm patent pending. Because 10 years ago, I lost someone to the same disease. No one took my ideas seriously then. Corridor. 3 weeks later, Diego's latest scan showed a 40% reduction in tumor mass. Elon met Clara at the nurse's station, a contract in hand. Your algorithm's licensing to Neuralink funds a research wing here. Name it. Clara glanced at Diego, now teaching nurses Spanish slang. The bridge for what connects desperation to miracles. Hospital laboratory. As Neuralink's supercomputer processed Clara's algorithm, everyone in the coldly lit lab held their breath. Elon leaned over there, screen his eyes tracing the complex flow of data. Will it work? Clara asked, her voice trembling. Elon pointed to a graph. If these protein interactions are accurate, we have 3 drugs we can test. One of the engineers started to object, but Elon cut him off sharply. Test them. No. Clara's heart raced as she ran to Diego's room. The nurses had already started administering the drug cocktail. Diego's pale face showed the first glimmer of hope. It's going to work, Hermana, he whispered. Clara held her brother's hand tightly while Elon waited in the hallway. Flashback. 6 months ago, Clara had been coding on an old computer in the hospital basement. The sounds of Diego's chemotherapy seeped through her headphones. Take a break, he'd said weakly. But Clara was glued to the simulation of tumor cells on her screen. One night, she accidentally discovered that epilepsy drugs could shatter the tumor cells. In that moment, everything changed. Corridor. 2 months later, Diego was walking down the corridor again. The nurses were amazed at his recovery speed. Clara and Elon were reviewing plans for the new research center. This place won't just focus on glioblastoma, Elon said, rotating a holographic model. It'll tackle all types of cancer. Clara considered naming the project Diego's Bridge, but changed her mind. It should be called Neural Hope B because the brain is where the impossible becomes possible. Epilogue. 1 year later, at the inauguration of the Neural Hope Center, Clara took the stage. In the crowd, she spotted Elon, no longer just an investor, but a friend. This center, she began, was built not just with algorithms, but with the memory of those we've lost. Diego sat proudly in the front row. His MRI results were clear. Clara turned to Elon. I dream of a world where no one needs an algorithm to heal. Elon, with a rare smile, nodded. That world is possible because of people like you. Neural Hope Center. Later, Elon walked with Clara through the glass-walled lab gently, spinning a hologram with his fingers. When I lost my son, Nevada, he said, his voice unusually fragile. The doctors told me there's nothing more we can do. But you... He paused, looking into Clara's eyes. You've redrawn the boundaries of what's possible. Clara noticed the rare sincerity in his expression. No one listened to me until you gave me this chance, she replied. Maybe our losses are bridges to saving others. Flashback. Elon's past. Years ago, young Elon had spent hours coding in Nevada's hospital room. He'd been desperate to create an algorithm to stop his son's seizures, but no investor would back a madman's project. That night, as Nevada took his last breath, Elon's tears fell onto his laptop keyboard. Laboratory. Present day. Elon tapped Clara's algorithm screen. At this center, everyone, not just the wealthy, will have access to treatment due to we're opening our resources to the public. Clara was stunned. Why? Because Nevada's death taught me something. Money doesn't heal pain, but humanity can bring back a child's smile. Corridor. After the inauguration, Diego was teaching other patients Spanish songs in the hallway. Clara turned to Elon. What does this place mean to you? Elon gazed out the window at the city below. It's Nevada's legacy to me. I'm starting a foundation in his name, a chance for every child. No parent should feel the helplessness I did. Epilogue. 6 months later, Clara was overseeing the first patient intake at a chance for every child. Elon stood at the door, smiling as he pulled out an old photo of Nevada. Clara took the microphone. Today, a new journey begins in the light of what we've lost, because hope sprouts even in the darkest places. Elon's eyes filled with tears. He was no longer just a billionaire. He was a father, a friend. And Clara, she was more than a janitor. She was more than a janitor. She was a torch, challenging the darkness humanity faced. If you liked it, stay tuned for more stories, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your location in the comments. For more stories, click on the video on your screen right now.